Hey guys, hello and welcome to a new video. This time Lana on holiday in the DACH or GSA edition, but English. So yeah, no worries. I will not talk German here, at least for now. And it was the first qualification round for the German or DACH version for the Microsoft Excel Championship. And here, an interesting case, I qualified as second, but yeah, still some hiccups, but I will talk about them later. So I've imported my lambdas, I've deleted all the beautiful pictures for speed purposes. Now let's make tables out of this stuff. This is the table terrain, and this is the table geography. In this case I will use tables and not named ranges. So XLOOKUP for the city in geography, city returning geography population times 1000, dragging down. Here it's basically the same, but you need to use the broadcast feature of XLOOKUP and then sum this. In this case, we first want to have the address. So city name returning the address, and then column indirect, as we want to know the column. Here I first need to copy the map for risk purposes, and then I use one of my color macros I recently developed. So first, therefore it was slow. First the first area, then control and marking the second area, then go on macros, replaced based on color. It will take a few seconds, but here you know I've now replaced every color based on what it is. And oh, it was only for the okay, one level up front. Text split of those areas by row delimiter with a space, and then XLOOKUP geography, oh no, terrain, terrain cost of movement, sum and now this is basically an indirect, as I've replaced based on color here. First I click on the name of the sheet to not need to type it out, and then I concat it with the address on the other sheet, and as I've replaced everything with the thing that is in there, I'm fine and have solved level 5. Now this is a little bit more trickier, but we will get there. So first I need here a small table, arrows full, because I have their directions, and based on the directions arrows, and I can then elaborate on one of my arrow lambdas. So let A for arrow, XLOOKUP left of this only one in here, returning, oh no, XLOOKUP of course in the direction column. And then use cell ref based on reference and arrow array, not use intermediate step. Sounds complicated, but it's easy. So we'll then look up the address of Cologne or Köln in geo city geo address. Arrow array is sequence of the steps plus 1 starting from 0, so we also include the starting cell. Yeah, and in this case we do not need anything else. Okay, something isn't matching. Oh yes, of course, because I need to concatenate the arrow array and the arrow. I have recently used here in the let function. Here we're going down, not down, east is to the right, L, M, N, O, P, yes, sounds like the alphabet. And then this is E, and then I use I for going on the map side. But I need indirect easy, which can spill. And then I get the terrains. No, it's the old version of indirect easy. I do not have the latest version of indirect easy on this machine, but I can simply map this and then I get here the answers. And now if I equals city, then I do an XLOOKUP for the address in geo city, returning geo population. Otherwise, XLOOKUP I in terrain, returning terrain cost of movement, and this minus, and this will then, oh no, not E, I need to look up for no, it should be fine. I need to look up for the city name, which is oh no, yeah, of course I need to look up in the address column, and then I can sum this up. So, and then we can sum this as I have said. Sum oh yes, sum here in front of the F. And then we have this as single cell. Yes, I fixed this, so I only need to input this here and copy it down. Done. Okay, this is a little bit more tricky. So first I want to have the cells of these cities, so the addresses. Geo city, geo address. Now I have the addresses. Then I want to have the row and column, row number and column number, because those are not using, or at least my newest version, I don't know if it's installed here, is not using indirect, so volatile functions. So first we're moving north-south, so horizontal, which is for the row. Therefore I need a row difference and a column difference. Row difference is second minus first, and column difference is also second minus first. Now I need to have movement based on, oh no, cell reference based on movement. Okay, here it is. And this is the cell reference. First we move horizontal, but I want to have this as a sequence. Sequence ABS of this. Start is 0, step is sine of this. And I have all those, but I need +1 because I also include the starting cell. So we're going down to x11, and then we're going left and right, left and or right. And therefore I let this then E. And now I use this as an input, but first not stack it. Cell refs based on movement. Cell ref for start is take a -1. Column movement we don't need. Horizontal movement is 0. Column movement you now include, which is sequence ABS of the column difference. Start is 1, so we don't need the start difference, and step is sine of this. Yeah, this is right. And then we close this. Now we have the second part of the array, so C for cell refs, and then we stack E and this part. Yes, output C. And now you see we're going, after x11, we're going, in this case, to the right. These are then my references. Then I want to have everything indirect. Indirect easy, so I need to map C lambda A indirect and A. And then I elaborate this here. Sum if I need to adjust, probably, but and I don't need the sum first. So if I equals city, then x look up, A for address, but I want to have C, geo population, I in terrain, should be fine. Let's have here outputs, and then let's name this bananas. Now I want to scan 0 bananas sum. And now we scan this, and we want to have the first value that is either if we're going down without running out of bananas, we want to have the last value. Otherwise, we want to have the first value before turning into negative territory. So n is SC smaller or equal to 0, and then we do an x lookup for first minus minus for 1 in n returning SC. If not found, take SC and the last column, last row, in this case minus 19. Okay, I get true there. True is the first negative. So I need... Okay, no. Okay, I need to do this differently. X match n 1 in n, which is then the first time it's turning negative. And then I want to have index sc n minus 1, x minus 1, 31. And if error, then take sc minus 1. Five, 7, 3. It's wrong. Okay. Great. It's also nowhere near the hints. There are no hints. But we will get there. Okay, I think SC is running fine. Yes. Is it running fine? Bananas. Five, 7, 3. Oh, okay. The question is then I running correctly? Not I, C for references. Oh no, I'm not going to IA41, I'm going to AA41. So I mishandled my lambdas, probably. So reference, take E minus 1, sequence ABS of column difference. Row movement, there is none. Okay. Sequence step is sign. Okay, we're going down to 41. In this case, A41, but then going to C, then to 4. Do we need to start from 0? No. AB41, then B41, then A41. Ah, yes. We need to start from sign of this. Yeah, of course. Yeah. We need to start it from sign of this, which is then a different result. Sorry guys. Here we go. Okay, solved. Yeah, of course, because then we need to start from not the immediate step, but the next step. That was my error. Okay, which city is only one that is directly on the sea? Directly means either next to a sea, horizontal, they're diagonal or vertical. Go to the map, it's this city here, which is next to the sea. I looked at it and thought, okay, there's something in the north. This could be probably Rostock, but then I looked in the table in the real life and realized, yes, it's Rostock, so a little bit knowledge of German geography could help. But yeah, that's the home advantage. Which is the letter with the most inhabitants? There I used a group by of left of the city. Values are given by the population sum, and we want to sort -2, and then it's the letter B. Which terrain does appear the most frequent on the map? Wrong map. Therefore I used one of my lambdas. I could also use group by, but yeah, I think this was also appropriate to use here. And the most is plains. Here, bonus 4. This question is unsolvable given the current task, because you go one time out of bounds. You go out of bounds here. This question is unsolvable given the current task description. However, if in 05 you go east instead of west, the correct solution is obtained. So how did I do this? So she starts in Köln and then moves across the instructions. The bananas doesn't matter, so we can 6 delete this here. So starting in Köln. And then I want to have not only the number of bananas, but also where she went then. Okay. Some stuff, map stuff, and I want to have also separate the ending cell. So in this case I want to output take a -1, which is L30, which is kind of she starts in Cologne. L30, where's Cologne? Here, I think, or here, something in the rural region. L24, and then going down 6, which is L30. Yeah, this is okay. So and now the next step, she's starting, but instead of here doing this XLOOKUP, I do simply use the starting location, and we do not need the +1 and the 0. Okay, something's wrong. So no XLOOKUP. Simply use the instructions. No +1 with the sequence, and no. Here we go. And also use this here. And then also I want to have here output take a -1. And now we can track this down. And we have some error because we're going here to A. Because we're going east instead of west. Here, of course, in brackets. Here also. And then I'm getting 941 as a value, which is the example. So now Lana can choose between all city combinations and what city combinations is given her the most bananas. First, I want to have all city combinations. Therefore, I use two mix two arrays together. Array 1 and array 2 are in this case the same. Only allow unique rows. So I'm not getting something like Berlin to Berlin, which doesn't make sense. Then I copy this stuff here down here. 2244. Let's calculate this. We get there a lot of zeros. But okay, we have some errors there. Oh yes. If error 0. And the maximum is 6246, which is right. We still have 1000 points, but it's only because this isn't tracked also to the bonus points. And now we have 1250 points. Full score in under 30 minutes. It was my first recorded full walkthrough, but here I think it's a case doable in 30 minutes if you have the proper setup or you cheat with AI. Anyways, do not want to go down this rabbit hole. So thank you for your attention. I hope to see you next time. Bye.